everyone, I'm Pat with QSA.
And I'm Selena.
Also with QSA.
Yes.
And we're here just to follow up on some immigration information that we just received from speaking to an amazing immigration lawyer named Claudia Hernandez. She gave us some very important and informative details regarding the immigration policy currently and even some past administrations. So we want to share that with you.
Yeah.
And well, let's go with birthright citizenship, because I think our last video we mentioned that we were going to get some more information about that. So as you mentioned before on the whitehouse.gov website, birthright citizenship is no longer going to be the case where you can come over undocumented and give birth and that child becomes a U.S. citizen. So we clarified with the lawyer that it went into effect January 19th, I believe.
So anyone born January 19th, 2025 or earlier
would not be affected.
Has the original birthright
citizenship status. That stays. But moving forward, that would not be the case. So we just wanted to just clarify that. We did confirm that with an actual immigration lawyer. What else?
I think our biggest things, we wanted to know some differences, right? So the differences between the administrations. And I think the biggest differences is that under Trump, minor offenses are being treated the same as major offenses, but prior administrations were more lenient that way. So traffic violations are being treated the same as assaults. And then now they're also not even given the trial. So somebody who is undocumented gets caught, or somebody says they see them stealing.
Just being accused
is going to they're going to automatically be detained and ultimately
without eligible for bond.
Right. And so
that was something that I personally did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then another big takeaway for me was the length of time that it takes for someone to become a U.S. citizen. It can take over 10 years. So, I mean, it's just crazy to think that someone who has well intentions of coming over here to start a new life, and that process is so lengthy. There's a lot of red tape. And the steps they have to go through are quite lengthy. So I think she mentioned they have to apply for residency before they can apply for citizenship. And that can take, almost 10 years, she said, depending on the situation. And then also, I think, which was also important that she touched base on, was the fact that a lot of these immigrants don't speak, there's a language barrier. They don't speak English quite well. And they have to pass a citizenship test to become a U.S. citizen. And she mentioned that even probably the average American citizen probably wouldn't be able to pass it, possibly.
So flashbacks of trying to teach my daughter during COVID. I could not have passed.
I'm going to have to go back to civics class and relearn these things. And I think that is important. I don't know if they have the resources to get help in studying for this test or...
Well, but not only that, she also mentioned that the recent change during that is if they're not a U.S. citizen, they can't be employed now, right? They're doing away with employment visas. She said that towards the end. And so...
The employment authorization.
So how are you going to stay... Because Trump is wanting them to remain in Mexico while they're trying to apply for citizenship. But they're in danger, or not necessarily in Mexico, wherever, but they're in danger where they're at, but yet they can't work and afford to... while they're trying to
go through all the red tape, not being able to have the authorization to work, to support themselves while their status is pending, was something else that was pointed out.
So on top of this already over a decade process,
yes,
they're now taking away their ability to make funds to live here while they're waiting through all the red tape. So it kind of is a system that sets them up for failure. So I think...
Sort of like the STAR test. Which we'll touch base. Sorry, whole different thing. Sorry about that.
Got distracted because we started talking about teaching our kids during COVID.
we're setting them up for failure.
It was PTSD.
But I think it's even for someone. Okay, again, I have conservative stance on immigration. I think even for me hearing this from an immigration lawyer who does this day in, day out, to get the information that she mentioned was very insightful. It makes me think, it makes Selena think, it should make all of us think how we're approaching this, and if we're really coming at this from the right approach, in terms of like the protest and the fighting and the arguing, and the narrative's changed, it seems, and we should all be focusing, hopefully, on some positive immigration reform,
on actual reform, positive reform.
And so that was something that she touched base on as well that I thought made a lot of sense.